All right, welcome to the Sunday preview for this 29th Sunday in the year, and we're continuing to read through the Gospel of Mark, and it's from chapter 10, and it says, James and John, the sons of Zebedee, came to Jesus and said, "Teacher, we want you to do for us whatever we ask of you." He replied, "What do you wish me to do for you?" They answered, "Grant that in your glory we may sit at your right and at your left." Jesus said, "You do not know what you are asking. Can you drink the cup that I am to drink, or be baptized with the baptism which I am to be baptized?" They said, "We can." And Jesus said, "The cup that I will drink, you will drink, and the baptism with which I am to be baptized, you will be baptized. But to sit at my right or my left is not mine to give, but it is for those for whom it has been prepared." When the other 10 heard this, they became indignant at James and John. And Jesus summoned them all and said, "You know that those who are recognized as rulers over the Gentiles lord it over them, and their great ones make their authority over them felt. But it shall not be so among you. Rather, whoever wishes to be great among you will be your servant, and whoever wishes to be first among you will be the slave of all. For the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for the many." Well, here we see a couple of the apostles kind of getting out of place and asking Jesus for glory and the first places in the kingdom. And they're getting a bit ahead of themselves. Jesus says, "You do not even know what you're asking." Because they don't understand at this point that in Jesus' logic, it's not like worldly honors and worldly recognition and respect that makes the difference in the kingdom of God. That's the way the pagans do things, and they lord it over the others. That's the way the Pharisees and the Sadducees ran things. They were in charge, and they made everybody worship them. But for Jesus, there's a different logic to it all. He came to give his life and to suffer and die for us. And that's what we disciples have to imitate, right? That same willingness to suffer and to die and to give our lives as well, to be the servant of all. And I think in the first reading, Isaiah touches on the same thing. The Lord was pleased to crush him in infirmity. If he gives his life as an offering for sin, he shall see his descendants in a long life, and the will of the Lord will be accomplished through him. Because of his affliction, he shall see the light in its fullness. And through his suffering, my servant will justify many, and their guilt he will bear. That's a great foresight into the way it's going to work in Christianity, is the suffering servant. And that extends to us too, if we're members and followers and brothers and sisters of Jesus. We've got to be willing to lay down our lives, to serve, to be humble, and to not look for the first places in the kingdom. That's a killer commandment, really. But we've been having these Gospels the last few weeks where Jesus is asking for us to do something that's totally countercultural, that goes against the grain of what we feel like and what our hunches and our inclinations are, because there's a different logic to the kingdom of God. We know we've got to become like little children and humble and dependent on God. And we know that we've got to be able to drink that cup and pick up that cross just like Jesus. That's the way to glory in the kingdom of God. Can we embrace that logic of Jesus?